If you knew that a single sentence, just one, had the power to make his heart race and make his memory hold on to you forever, would you keep wasting time with weak phrases like, "You look nice," or "cute dress"? I am Liz Rose, a relationship expert, author, and researcher of emotional dynamics between men and women. For years, I have studied attraction, male behavior, emotional intelligence, and the patterns that bring people together or drive them apart. Today, I want to share with you what I have learned through my research, my professional experience, and the thousands of stories I have encountered throughout my journey. The vast majority of men have no idea how powerful their words truly are. They mistakenly believe that attraction comes down to physical appearance, money, or social status. But the reality I have observed again and again in my research and in the lives of real couples is that how you make a woman feel is what truly sets you apart from every other man in the room. And here is the turning point most men miss entirely. One of the most underestimated tools you possess is a well-placed compliment. Think about it. Have you ever watched a woman's entire energy shift because of something a man said to her? A phrase delivered in the right way, with the right intention and presence, can completely alter how she perceives you. Not just for a moment, but permanently. Through my years of studying emotional dynamics and human behavior, I have come to understand that the men who leave lasting impressions are not the loudest, the wealthiest, or the most conventionally attractive. They are the ones who know how to make a woman feel truly seen. That is the art I want to teach you today. I am going to walk you through 8 deeply powerful compliments that go far beyond surface-level flattery. These are not weak, forced lines that make you look desperate. These are psychologically layered expressions that activate something primal and profound in a woman's mind, making her feel genuinely seen, respected, and drawn to you on a level she cannot fully explain. Here is the truth I have to share with you plainly. If you are going around throwing out generic compliments like confetti, "You look cute," "Nice outfit," "You're hot," you are just another forgettable name in her inbox. But if you understand the deeper mechanics of influence and attraction, if you understand that real power does not live in what you say, but in how you say it and in what your words make her feel, everything changes. So if you are ready to elevate your approach, stand apart from every other man, and leave an impression that does not fade. Keep reading. And if this kind of insight into relationships and emotional intelligence resonates with you, make sure you subscribe so you never miss what I share next. Compliment. Number 1. That fragrance you're wearing is addictive. It smells incredible. Let us start with something powerful that most men completely overlook: scent. In all my years of research into attraction and emotional memory, I have found that a woman's fragrance is one of the strongest triggers for memory and desire that exists between two people. Most men walk right past it. They notice the obvious things, what she is wearing, how her hair looks, and miss the detail that can quietly undo her. Think about this from her side. How many times has a specific smell carried you instantly back to a precise moment? A summer evening, the warmth of someone you loved, a feeling that seemed frozen in time. That is not coincidence. That is the architecture of human emotion. The sense of smell is directly connected to the part of the brain responsible for memory and feeling. I have seen this truth show up in relationship after relationship. Scent creates emotional anchors. So when you compliment a woman's fragrance, you are not simply saying, "You smell good." You are saying something far more intimate. You are telling her, "Your presence lingers in my mind even after you have gone." That is an intoxicating thought for any woman to hold. But here's what I need you to understand. Most men are not paying this kind of attention. They drop surface-level lines and move on. A man who notices how she smells, who feels the energy her scent carries, who lets it affect him and then says so, that man stands apart. Because he is present, he is attentive, he is different. The words themselves matter, but the intention behind them matters more. When you say, "That fragrance you are wearing is addictive," say it with calm confidence, not nervous eagerness. Say it the way a man who knows his own value speaks, quietly certain, not performing. And when you do, watch what happens to her body language. She will remember that moment not just that day, but every single time she reaches for that perfume. That is not just chemistry, that is emotional imprinting. Compliment number 2. Your smile could light up an entire room. I want to unpack this one carefully because most people think it is simple. It is not. A smile is not just a curve on someone's face. In my research into feminine energy and emotional presence, I have found that a woman's smile is often a direct expression of her internal frequency, the energy she carries and what she brings to every space she enters. When you tell a woman, "Your smile could light up an entire room," you are not commenting on her teeth or her lips. You are acknowledging her presence. You are telling her that her energy has impact, that she can change the emotional atmosphere of a space simply by being in it. Sit with that for a moment. Have you ever walked into a room that felt tense, heavy, disconnected, and then someone entered with a genuine smile and suddenly everything felt lighter? That is not charm. That is power. And it is a specific kind of power that I have spent years studying. The power of feminine presence. The average man focuses on appearance. Nice smile. You look pretty. But an emotionally aware man sees beyond that. He sees the effect her smile has on the world around her. And that kind of smile, the one that makes people feel at ease, the one that feels like sunlight in a dark room, is rare. When you point that out, when you say she lights up the room, you are telling her something most men never say. You are saying, "I do not just see how you look, I see what you bring to the space you occupy." That is not a compliment. That is recognition of influence. From everything I've observed in my work, women who carry that kind of light do not hear this often enough. The world notices their appearance constantly. Their presence, the real, felt, emotional presence they bring, goes unspoken. When you name it, you give her something she did not know she was waiting for. And that is exactly why it stays with her. Compliment number 3. I love how real you are. You're not trying to fit in. You're just you. Let me be honest with you for a moment, because this one goes deep. We live in a world saturated with performance, social filters, carefully curated personas, people saying what they think others want to hear. Everyone is wearing some version of a mask, trying to belong, trying to be acceptable, trying not to take up too much space in the wrong way. Authenticity, true, unguarded authenticity, is rare. And when you encounter it, it stops you. When you tell a woman, "I love how real you are," you are not simply handing her a compliment. You are validating one of the most difficult and courageous choices a person can make in today's world. The choice to simply be herself, without apology. Think about what that takes. While everyone around her is softening their edges, performing likability, shrinking or inflating themselves to fit the room, she is choosing to stay real. That takes a kind of quiet courage that most people do not appreciate because they are too busy performing themselves to notice. Women hear compliments about their appearance constantly. You are beautiful, you are stunning, you are gorgeous, and yes, those words land. But when a man looks past the surface and says, "I admire your authenticity," that lands differently because you are not admiring the mask. You are admiring the soul. You are saying, "I see who you actually are, not who you pretend to be." And that is what I respect. In my research into lasting attraction and deep emotional connection, I have found consistently that this is one of the rarest things a woman experiences from a man: being seen beneath the surface, being appreciated not for her performance, but for her truth. Authenticity is not always smooth or polished. It can be messy, imperfect, even contradictory, but it is always real, and real will always be more powerful than perfect. So, when you offer this compliment, you are not being kind for the sake of it. You are being honest. You are saying you do not need to change a single thing. Who you really are is more than enough. In a world full of pretense, that kind of recognition means everything. Compliment. Number 4, Dalm, I love the way you see the world. It's so unique. It actually makes me think. The world is full of people living on autopilot, repeating the same tired opinions, following the same routines, dissolving into a crowd of sameness. But occasionally, you encounter someone who does not simply accept the world as it is. She questions it. She thinks deeply. She sees things differently. When you tell a woman, I love the way you see the world, you are not tossing out a poetic line. You are acknowledging her mind, her lens, her unique way of processing life, not through what is trending, but through what is genuinely meaningful to her. You are telling her, I value how your mind works. Your thoughts matter to me. Your perspective actually inspires something in me. In a culture obsessed with appearances and group thinking, that kind of recognition is scarce. And because it is scarce, it lands hard. Most men only notice what is on the outside, how she looks, what she is wearing, the vibe she gives off. But the moment you notice what is inside her, how she interprets the world, how she processes complexity, how she finds meaning in the ordinary, why you elevate the entire interaction. You are no longer just another man who is attracted to her. You become a man who is genuinely curious about her perspective, a man who is stimulated by how she thinks. That changes everything. From what I have observed across thousands of conversations and relationships, women who are truly intellectually alive are rarely met at that level. Their ideas are glossed over, their observations are politely acknowledged and quickly moved past. When a man actually engages with her mind, when he says, the way you see the world makes me think, she feels something she may not have felt in a very long time. She feels intellectually valued. And here is the most beautiful part of this compliment. It is an invitation. When you say her perspective makes you think, you are not just flattering her. You are opening a door. You are telling her to keep going, to say more, to go deeper. You are creating emotional intimacy without a single touch. Because you are connecting at the level that matters most, the mind. That is the kind of compliment that stays with a woman not for a day, but for years. Because while most men chased her beauty, you chose to honor her depth. And that is the difference between being forgettable and being unforgettable. Compliment number 5. I love your energy. It's contagious. It actually makes me want to be the best version of myself. Energy is everything. I say this not as a cliche, but as something I have observed with deep conviction throughout my career, studying human connection. You have felt it yourself. There are people who drain you the moment they walk into a room. You cannot always explain it, but something about their presence feels heavy, exhausting, depleting. And then there is the opposite, Sansu. Someone who walks in and lifts the entire space, who does not just enter a room, but elevates it. That is the woman you are talking to right now. When you tell her, your energy makes me want to be better, you are offering her one of the highest forms of recognition I know. You are not telling her she is pretty. You are telling her she inspires growth, that she ignites something in you, that being around her makes you want to rise. And here is the raw truth I will share with you. That is more powerful than any physical compliment will ever be. Life is short. I believe this deeply, and I have seen what happens to people who spend it surrounded by energy that diminishes them. The quality of your inner circle, the energy of the people closest to you, shapes the direction of your life. So when a woman brings the kind of electric, uplifting presence that pushes you forward, you say it out loud. From my research into what creates lasting attraction and genuine emotional bonds, I have found that this type of compliment does something unique. It does not just make her feel desired, it makes her feel admired. And there is a profound difference between the two. Being desired is common. Being admired for the impact you have on someone's growth is rare. So say it and mean it. I love your energy. It makes me want to be the best version of myself. Because when a woman hears that, she knows she is not just wanted. She is truly seen. Compliment number 6. Honestly, you are one of the most considerate people I have ever met. You genuinely care about others, and it shows. Let us be real about something. In a world of loud self-promotion, performative kindness, and people who are constantly trying to look good rather than actually be good, genuine consideration is rare. Everyone wants to appear kind. Few people actually are. So when you tell a woman, you are one of the most considerate people I have ever met, you are cutting through all of that noise and naming something most people walk right past. You are not complimenting what she does. You are honoring who she is. You are noticing the small things, how she remembers details from past conversations, how she checks in on people when she does not have to, how she goes out of her way to make someone feel seen, heard, and valued. That is not charm. That is character. In my years of studying what creates lasting bonds between people, I have found that this quality, genuine consideration, is one of the most quietly magnetic things a woman can carry. It is easy to be beautiful. It is easy to be witty. But it is rare to be truly kind. Most men, caught up in surface-level attraction, miss this entirely. They are so focused on the obvious signals that they overlook the deeper quality that actually builds real connection: integrity. A woman who is truly considerate does not just occupy a space, she holds it. She lifts the people in it. She makes others feel that they matter, often without even trying. And when you recognize that, when you look her in the eye and say, "It shows," you are telling her, "I see your heart. I see your effort. I see your goodness." That is a compliment that reaches her core. In everything I have studied about virtue, attraction, and lasting love, I have come to believe this. Kindness is a form of strength, and empathy is a form of wisdom. So when you honor a woman for being considerate, you are not just making her feel appreciated. You are recognizing something that the world often overlooks and that she deserves to hear. She will never forget the man who saw that in her. Compliment number 7. I love how driven you are. Your sense of purpose is seriously inspiring. Let us talk about drive, the fire that separates the people who build from the people who drift. In a world of shortcuts, distractions, and instant gratification, finding someone with real ambition is like finding something rare and precious. Someone who wakes up with intention, who works through the long nights, who keeps going when most people would settle. When you say, "I love how driven you are not just cheering her on. You are recognizing her mission. You are telling her, "I see your effort. I see what it costs you. I understand what it means to pursue something bigger than the ordinary." That is not flattery. That is respect. And here is what makes this compliment so powerful. Driven women do not chase attention. They are too busy building to seek it. So when someone truly recognizes their fire, it lands deeply. Especially for a woman who has been told, in subtle and not so subtle ways, to slow down, to settle, to want less. When you say, "Your purpose inspires me," you are not just affirming her confidence. You are positioning yourself as someone who belongs in her world, someone who understands the cost of ambition because they carry it too. From my research into high-achieving women and the dynamics of attraction, I have found that what they desire most is not admiration for their appearance or even their success. They want someone who sees the depth of their commitment, someone who honors the journey, not just the result. In a world full of distractions and people who give up halfway, she is rare, she is focused. And when you acknowledge that, when you say it with genuine conviction, you give her something she does not get enough of. The feeling that her drive is not a burden. It is her brilliance. Compliment number 8. You have this incredible way of making people feel comfortable and truly valued. Let us end with something that I consider one of the most profound gifts a human being can carry: emotional intelligence. Not the kind you can fake, not the kind you perform at parties or post about online. The real kind, the quiet, consistent ability to make another person feel seen, safe, and significant just by being in your presence. Some people enter a room and demand attention. A rare few enter and create connection. There is a world of difference between the two. When you tell a woman, "You make people feel truly valued," you are speaking directly to her soul. Because this has nothing to do with how she looks or what she says. It is about who she is when no one is performing. It is about her presence, the warmth she offers, without being asked for it, the way others feel better simply because she is there. That is a gift. And in my years of studying emotional intelligence and its role in human bonding, I have come to believe it is one of the rarest gifts of all. Most people are too consumed by their own insecurities, too busy proving themselves, to offer anyone else genuine emotional safety. But she does it naturally. She reads the room. She adapts. She listens in a way that makes people feel heard, not just tolerated. She lifts others without making it about herself. When you say, "You have an incredible way of making people feel comfortable," you are telling her, "Your presence is medicine." And I want you to understand why that matters so deeply. We live in a time when so many people feel invisible, when so many conversations are really just two people waiting for their turn to speak. True emotional presence, the kind that actually holds space for another human being. It's becoming extraordinarily rare. When a woman carries that quality and you are present enough to see it, to name it, to honor it, you become something remarkable in her story. Not because you were the most handsome or the most successful, but because you were the one who truly paid attention. From everything I have studied about love, attraction, and what makes connection last, I keep arriving at the same truth. People do not remember the compliments that praised their surface. They remember the ones that honored their depth. And there you have them. 8 powerful compliments that go far beyond surface-level flattery. These are not just lines. They are bridges to deeper connection, mutual respect, and a chemistry that does not fade. Because a woman may forget exactly what you said, but she will never forget how you made her feel. That is the heart of everything I teach. That is the foundation of lasting attraction. Not the performance, not the script, but the genuine, seen, recognized feeling you leave behind. If this resonated with you, explore more of what I share. And remember, the words you choose are never just words. They are signals of how deeply you are paying attention. And attention, offered with sincerity and intention, is one of the most powerful things one human being can offer another. Use it wisely.